Batman issue 104 sees Batman awaken to find Ghostmaker patching up his sword wounds, learning that he went light on the anesthetic. Not for any sadistic reasons, but because he wanted Bruce to wake up before Clownhunter and Harley Quinn, wanting the hero to understand that he's doing all of this for his benefit, since it's beyond time Bruce faced his weaknesses and overcame them. The villain says that Clownhunter is the latest symptom of Bruce's disease, and he needs to show him a better way to work. Bruce asks where they are, but Ghostmaker knows his friend is well aware of where they are, knowing that he could tell the year the building was made on the concrete alone. Bruce knows they are in Arkham Asylum, and Ghostmaker confirms it, saying that this is the place Bruce belongs. Elsewhere, Nightwing tells Oracle he will come back to Gotham later that night. Barbara tells him that's not why she called, as Dick takes down some bank robbers. Dick wants to know everything, so Barbara fills him in on Batman going out of communications for 6 hours, and how all over the city, gang leaders are turning themselves in, having been beaten bloody by someone, as Professor Pig was found in his old cell in Arkham after having escaped. The Yakuza, Triad, and Whisper gangs have also abandoned the city entirely, and lastly, at the Iceberg Casino, 6 people were killed, driving Penguin into one of his underground bunkers. Nightwing can't believe Ghostmaker came to Gotham, and Barbara isn't too happy that Dick knew all about the villain and never mentioned him, since she's been trying to catch a glimpse of him all night. Nightwing knows that she won't see him, at least not from the clock tower. He asks about the family, and Barbara says that she's coordinating with the Bat family as Dick races over to Gotham from Bloodhaven. Barbara won't let him hang up the phone though, wanting more information on Ghostmaker. Dick reveals that he never met the villain, but he saw the man years ago when Batman and Robin got word of one of their smaller villains fleeing the country to Singapore. The heroes head to a private Wayne Industries airstrip in the country, finding that Ghostmaker is waiting for them. Batman leaves Robin in the jet to go meet the man, getting into an argument before returning to the Batwing, telling Robin that they are going back to Gotham. Robin doesn't understand, learning from Bruce that Ghostmaker will finish the job and extradite the villain back to Gotham for them. Batman smashes one of the consoles, apologizing to Dick for the outburst. Robin asks who Ghostmaker is, learning from Bruce that he's probably the most selfish, arrogant person he has ever met. Bruce says that a long time ago, the man was his friend while he was honing his craft of crime fighting. Bruce tells Dick about how when he was young, he made an oath on his parents' grave to spend his life warring against criminals, so he traveled the world to learn everything he could. He knows it was a lonely road, that is, until he met another young man who was doing the exact same thing as him. The difference though was the young man's ego was unbearable, yet Bruce had found someone like him, so he befriended the man, and one night, he told him who he was and what he fought for and the oath he made. The boy became so angry at this that he almost killed Bruce, calling him weak. Bruce says that the man had thought he had found someone like him who was doing all of this for the art of it, not some childish idea of vengeance, and because of it, the man followed Bruce's journey and tried to beat him at every turn to prove that he could be the better crime fighter. Once Bruce became Batman, he met the man once more, telling him he wasn't welcome in Gotham, and Ghostmaker says that Bruce cannot come to any city he sets up camp in. After a moment, Dick tells Bruce that he's not weak and he doesn't need him to tell him that since he's Batman. Bruce says he doesn't feel weak, but Dick knows he misses his friend, something Bruce admits is true. Dick finishes his story to Barbara, telling her that when Bruce set up Batman Incorporated, he reached out to Ghostmaker, wanting to bring him in on the program, but it didn't go well. Dick did also learn that while he was part of Spiral, Ghostmaker mainly operates out of the Southeast Asian countries, popping up in a city for a year to weed out criminals before moving on with little trace that he was ever there. He knows most of the world's intelligence circles think that he's some sort of urban legend, but there are a few reports of him having run-ins with people like the Great Ten in China. Barbara wonders how Dick knows all this, so Dick reveals that in his head, he saw this guy as Bruce's real first partner, not him, and he wanted to beat him up to prove to Bruce that he was the better sidekick. But then it was just the fact that Bruce never talked about him. As Dick talks on, Barbara is contacted by the Batgirls, which Barbara knows they never talked about Stephanie and Cassandra taking that name. Steph knows that if there can be a billion Robins at once, then 3 Batgirls are okay. Barbara asks what the heroes have found in Harley's apartment, learning they have a pretty good idea of where Ghostmaker took Harley, Clownhunter, and Batman, revealing that Poison Ivy's plan in the apartment spelled out the word Arkham across the wall in vines. At Arkham, Clownhunter and Harley awaken, with the woman telling the confused boy that he was drugged. The boy becomes angered that Harley would dare try and talk to him, telling her to shut up as Batman tells them both to be quiet, since this room is a test from Ghostmaker, and he's trying to force his hand to prove his point by provoking Batman. Clownhunter learns that he wasn't locked up like Batman and Harley. Batman tries to talk to Bale by using his real name, which angers Clownhunter, demanding the hero call him such, but Batman won't. Harley asks what the kid's problem is with her, since she hasn't run with Joker's crew in years, but Batman reveals that she was there the night Joker killed Bale's parents. As the boy gets up, finding Ghostmaker left some of his swords and gadgets behind for him to play with. Batman tells the boy not to do this as he picks up one of Ghostmaker's katanas, intending on using it to behead the tied up Harley Quinn. Batman issue 104 was a fantastic continuation of the Ghost Stories plot that opened up the history of Ghostmaker and gave us some interesting tidbits about the villain and his past. I thoroughly enjoyed all of the continuity pulls here to cement Ghostmaker as a long bubbling threat to Batman, with mentions of Batman Incorporated, Spiral, and the Great Ten of China, all of which have had run-ins with Ghostmaker at one point or another. The flashback to Dick's time as Robin with Batman again was really wonderful, and I enjoyed learning what the young hero thought about Ghostmaker, hinting that Dick was a little jealous of Ghostmaker's role as Bruce's first real friend and partner. It was a great little human moment for him to admit that he was that little bit jealous and wanted to actually prevent this man from taking his place again, and I really enjoyed seeing that play out, and hopefully we get a little bit more of that as the story continues, and I imagine we'll be seeing a lot more of the Bat family as they get involved with the plot. The ending with Clownhunter was a lot of fun as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing if the kid will actually fall into Ghostmaker's trap for Bruce, or if the hero can actually change Bale's mind about needing to kill Harley. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.